The first conic that we're going to look at in detail is an ellipse. I need you to be able to recognize the standard form of the equation of ellipse. We're going to first consider a horizontal ellipse that is centered at the origin. And we're going to look at several parts to that. In this ellipse, these are called the vertices. And these points are called the foci. Again, we're assuming this is centered at the origin. The long distance here between the two vertices is called the major axis. And in this equation above, it's equal to 2a, the distance. This distance is called the minor axis, and it's equal to 2b. So if you know those distances, you can determine these values. The foci, in this case, notice that the y value is 0 on both of those foci. And those foci occur at -c, 0, and c, 0. And then there is a relationship between A, B, and C. And that relationship is that c squared is equal to the square root of, c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. So to find c is equal to plus or minus the square root of a squared minus b squared. We also can look at a vertical ellipse. And again, if we center it at 0, 0, the equation for that in standard form is going to be x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared equals 1. And again, the same idea, except in this case, the foci are going to be, instead of being at c and -c, 0, they're going to be at 0, c and 0, -c. The relationships are still the same. This is going to be your 2a, and this is going to be your 2b in this case. Let's do an example of how to use this information to determine and graph an ellipse. If we have x squared over 16 plus y squared over 9 equals 1, because this value is bigger, we know it's going to be a horizontal ellipse. That is our a squared term. A squared is 16, which means a is 4. So that major axis is going to be 8. B squared is going to be 9, which tells us b is 3. So 2b, or the minor axis, is going to be 6. There's no values with the x or y squared. So our center is going to be at 0, 0. And then we're going to travel 4 in each direction to get our major axis of 8, and 3 in each direction to get our minor axis. This creates our ellipse. And then to determine the foci, remember, a squared minus b squared equals c squared. We therefore have 16 minus 9, which is equal to 7. So c is plus or minus the square root of 7. And our foci are going to come at square root of 7, 0, and negative square root of 7, 0.